I did not want to leave my house for the first 6 to 8 months. I was terrified of bringing my newborn out in public.
I'm Florence Ann Romano, former nanny and child care expert. I'm on a mission to empower families with everyday challenges. This is the Windy City Nanny.
I'm Janice. I have 2 kids, Ophelia and Matilda. Ophelia's almost 4 and Matilda's 2. I'm married and I'm also a blogger and a writer. I contacted Florence Ann because I really wanted to talk about my experience going through postpartum and how I'm still dealing with anxiety.
Hi, Janice. How are you? It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, come on in. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you for calling me. It's great to be with you. So tell me about your family.
Well, I have 2 kids, Ophelia, who's 3 years old, and I have Matilda, who's 2.
No gap there, huh?
No gap. Definitely no gap. I had 2 under 2 at once, and it was really terrifying at some point.
I'm sure. So how was pregnancy, with the girls?
Pregnancy was interesting for me. When I first discovered that I was pregnant, I already had this cloud of anxiety that sort of came over me. I wasn't one of those normal moms. I say normal, but I wasn't one of those moms who enjoyed their pregnancy. I had a really hard time accepting that I was pregnant. People constantly asking me what my game plan is. How am I gonna raise my kid? Am I gonna be a helicopter mom? Am I gonna be this sort of, and all of a sudden, it just turned my world upside down. I didn't really know how to handle it. And I don't think that really ever went away. After I gave birth to my first child, I didn't really know that I was going through postpartum depression and anxiety, and I didn't know that there was different facets of postpartum. A lot of it had to deal with social anxiety. I did not want to leave my house for the first 6 to 8 months. I was terrified of bringing my newborn out in public. I literally thought that something bad was going to happen.
Every new mom is going to have fear in some way, shape, or form. But your fear, not wanting to leave the house for 6 to 8 months, that's a more paralyzing fear.
Sure.
So where is that fear coming from?
At the time, it was judgment. It was judgment from other people.
Okay.
If my baby was crying, what do I do? I don't even know how to comfort my baby yet. I'm still learning this process. So are other people gonna swoop in and judge me or try to take care of my baby and then make me feel less of a mother?
So with your gyno, you never talked about anything that you were feeling. They never gave you any guidance about.
When I was at the doctor's office, they were asking about postpartum and I didn't really know what it was. And they give you this checklist and they kind of do a mental health check with you and they say, do you have postpartum? Well, I don't know, so no.
They didn't tell you.
No,
so
I'm a new mom and how am I
Right.
supposed to know?
Yeah.
I'm just going through this for the first time and when they elaborate on it, they say, do you have baby blues? Are you sad? No, I'm not sad. I'm thrilled that I have my baby. I took it to Google, and of course I did find some things that I'm like, I think I connect to that, and it was a light bulb moment for me that, oh my God, I am going through this.
Moving into that second pregnancy so quickly, what changed for you? What did you feel during that pregnancy?
What changed with my second pregnancy is that I knew what to expect. My anxiety didn't go away. I just knew that it was gonna happen all over again. So with Ophelia, she came out and I was instantly in love with her. Everything about that moment, I really experienced what love meant that moment. But when Matilda came out, I really had no connection to her. I really said to the doctors, I'm like, is that my baby? And as horrible as that is to say, it happens. So probably the first 6 months of bringing Matilda home, it was a really traumatizing moment for me to not connect with her, to not really understand who she was and how she fit into the family yet. And for me to split my time up with both kids. I had all of my motherhood love invested in Ophelia.
So you were able to connect the fact that you weren't connecting with Matilda the same way you were connecting with Ophelia. And you were able to actually define that as, hey, this is postpartum.
This is postpartum, which is huge, mind you. I think that's such a huge step, I think, for mothers to have it click to them that this is postpartum.
but now dealing with the anxiety that's still part of your life. Do you feel like you in any way are limiting yourself because of this anxiety, that it's keeping you from doing the things you want to do with your daughters?
Yeah, it does. I mean, to this day, there's still points where I'm like, okay, I'm done. We have to go back home because I can't do it anymore. It's like a mental, light bulb that goes off in me that says, okay, you're reaching your point when you might need to go home. Those are all parts of, I guess, the social anxieties that I go through even to this day, even if my kids are 2 and 3, that I still deal with.
The scariest thing for you is unknown because it's control-based, right?
Sure.
So if you can start to take different steps, is that something you anxiety-wise are already doing? Is that an exercise you do yourself saying, okay, I'm going to take the baby steps. I'm going to start getting ready to do this.
That's interesting that you say that because I am trying right now to take those baby steps.
Okay.
I'll be honest, my husband is so good to us and he just goes ahead and he does the grocery shopping for us. So I don't have to. He takes the kids out so I don't have to. But it's also enabling me to.
It's just the idea of figuring out what works for you and how you can be mentally healthy about it, but also face fears. I'm claustrophobic. I hate crowds, elevators, all of that stuff, but I'm forced to have to take those baby steps and do things I don't like because I have to live, right? And the same goes for you. You want to be able to live this full life with your family. So, my suggestion to you would be, take control where you can take control and take those baby steps. Make a list of the goals that you have, the things you want to do with the girls, whether it's this year or 3 years from now. You can start to make those moves toward these memories you want to make. So do you feel like with your writing background, with your journalism background, that you've been able to connect with other mothers about the things that you're going through, these baby steps you're trying to take to get over certain things with your anxiety? Have you felt that there's a community there that's helped to support you?
Oh, absolutely. I have a blog that I started when I was going through all of this in the first place, and it's called A Monumental Thing.
Oh, cute. Oh my gosh.
All mom things. And some of the things that I've noticed through me sharing my experiences is that there's a whole community of mothers, like you say, that are out there that can definitely relate to what I'm going through. And it has helped me tremendously just to feel less alone in that process.
So I think the writing is the key, Janice. I think that to you, it's your sweet spot. It's your happy place. And I think that's also going to be the key and the secret to you taking those baby steps. What I could see you doing, and I think would be incredibly moving and incredibly impactful, is you being able to take your writing and be able to chronicle the baby steps that you're taking. So I have an idea for an activity for you. So in order to do it though, what's one thing that you wish you could do with your daughter or your daughters? It doesn't have to be the only thing, but one thing you wish you could do.
Well, Ophelia's birthday is coming up in September.
Okay.
She'll be 4, and she's been asking if she can get her nails done.
Oh.
So I really want to get to that point where I'll be able to go ahead and mentally prepare myself to go ahead and do that.
Take her on a mommy-daughter date.
Yeah.
Okay. In my experience, it's so beneficial to be able to make an action plan. You see it in front of you, you can put it on your refrigerator or, next to your bed at night, and you can, mentally wrap your head around it. So in this action plan, you'll see that it says, let's do this here.
Let's do it.
That really gets you excited. Let's make a plan for you to take Ophelia on this date. So I would love you to be able to write down kind of the first items that we would like to put on this list. And I can see by your face already that you're nervous about making this action plan. And that's okay. It's fine. We're going to work through it. It's going to make you feel like you can do anything. It's going to make you feel invincible because you know you are responsible for that happiness. And all of a sudden you're going to see that the anxiety that was there is just starting to dissipate little by little by little because the joy outweighs the anxiety. I'm so happy Janice and I had this conversation because she educated me about how she was feeling. And what is an important takeaway from this is that if you feel something's off, then it probably is, and go and seek help for it. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Children can really pick up on parents' anxiety. So what's great about Janice is she's trying to nip that in the bud now and not let her anxieties transfer to her children.
Hi Florence Ann, I just wanted to give you an update since we last met. I did take your list activity suggestion and I went ahead and created a list of some things that I wanted to go ahead and do and accomplish this year with the family. And one of those things was to take a little vacation. So I went ahead and did a play-by-play of what needed to happen in order to get this vacation in the books. And I'm happy to say that in a month, we are actually going on a little road trip. Granted, it's not on a plane because I don't think I can handle that just yet, but it is progress. So thanks so much for suggesting that activity. And I think I'll be able to conquer this postpartum anxiety one day at a time. Thanks, Florence Ann.
For more episodes, subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to windycitynanny.com for more content.